Good morning, Alta Realty agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here. And today we are pleased to be joined by Melissa Rosenthal from Sunrun. And Melissa's going to be giving us a little overview of homes with solar. I don't know that much about solar, so I know a lot of you guys are going to have questions. I'm going to bring her on the line here. Good morning, Melissa. How are you?
Good morning, Kevin. I'm fantastic. How are you today?
Fantastic. Really, really glad you could join us this morning, answer some of our questions. So this is going to be hopefully, guys, this will be an interactive webinar. So I hope you guys have some questions. Two different ways to ask questions. We have our chat feature. And then you can also, in the chat, you can, ask to come on the line, and if you have a microphone, I can bring you on the line and you can actually ask a question. So two different ways to do that. And then, as usual, we are joined by our liaison from Clearview Mortgage, Bill Seitz. Good morning, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, good morning. How are we doing, Melissa and Kevin?
Great. And then also we have our corporate broker, Travis. And Travis, good morning to you.
Hey, how's it going?
Very well, thanks. So Travis is the one that brought Melissa to us, so we appreciate that. And so Melissa, would you just give us a quick overview of Sunrun first of all, so we know a little bit about the company? And I think you guys are pretty much the biggest in the country. Is that correct?
Yes, actually. So here's a little bit about what I'm going to go over today. Who is Sunrun? The own versus lease option. What is a PPA? Selling and buying with solar. This CPUC consumer guide. What makes a good candidate? How you can trust in Sunrun and refer. We'll do some questions and answer and then wrap up. So I'll just move over to the why Sunrun slide first of all here. Hey, do you guys, I have another program in the background that's giving me updates. Do you guys hear that, or is it just me?
I can hear it, but it's
you
done.
Can?
Yeah.
Oh, let me just, I'm going to pause my slide for a second and close that down so you can't hear it, because it is kind of annoying to me, to be honest.
Not a problem. I know how it is.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks.
No
All right.
problem.
So a little bit about Sunrun. We are the #1 residential installer in the country. We've installed over 250,000 installs and counting. We've been installing solar since 1998, giving us over 20 years of install experience. We are partnered with some national name brands. You might have seen us a couple of times in the Costco stores. We're with Costco. When they chose us, they actually they were vetting a lot of companies at the time, and that was 10 years ago. I don't know if anybody on this call has ever purchased anything through Costco, or maybe a hot water heater, or hired an air conditioner contractor, but
probably most.
To become their partner is actually pretty difficult. They look at all of our financials, profit and loss statement, bank statements. They look at our profitability. They contacted a lot of our existing customers. They looked at our permitting, our design and engineering. So to become a partner of theirs was actually pretty difficult, but we're very proud. And I don't like to say we're the best because we're with Costco. I like to say we're with Costco because we're the best.
Right.
Not only did they choose us 10 years ago, but every 2 years we renegotiate. And every 2 years they continue to choose us as their partner. So we're very proud of that partnership. Recently, we've taken on the Home Depot partnership. Very proud of that as well. We're also with Comcast Cable and several other national brands that you can check out on our website. We're publicly traded. So I've been at Sunrun actually 3 months. I've been in the industry for 6 years, however, and I am wholeheartedly in love with this company so far. When I went to their new employee orientation, what I wanted to do was dive into their culture and I needed to find what I call the warm and fuzzies with the company, which it sounds silly, but I need to wholeheartedly believe in a company that I'm promoting. And I need to know, when I run into, say, Travis in the real world, if I sell him solar, I need to make sure that he opens, and gives me fist bumps and opens our relationship with open arms, instead of like, oh my gosh, I did something wrong, and Travis is unhappy with our solar install. So I needed to make sure that I worked for a company that matched my personal brand and integrity, and that's what I found here at Sunrun. So I'm super excited to be with a company that holds themselves to such a high standard. We have 2 local branches here in San Diego, as well as in your local market. So wherever you are across the nation or across California, you can, trust that we have a local branch with local installers, all Sunrun employees. And we are one of the companies that require our sales reps to have a home improvement salesperson contractor license. So
Oh, wow.
I had to go through some hoops to get this home improvement salesperson contractor license. And that's a little bit about Sunrun.
Really cool. I didn't, I appreciate that. And I don't know too much about the company, so that helped.
Good. Did you want me to go ahead and continue here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
And I noticed a lot of things that you're going to talk about are some of my questions, so I will let you continue.
Cool. Yeah, and feel free to jump in, with questions. I will have a Q&A session at the end here. Like I said, this is my agenda, what I'd like to go over with you. I will try to join your weekly webinars, maybe once every other month or when needed.
That'd be great.
So what I might go over today might be kind of introductory or high level, or maybe we have some solar experts on the line. If not, I'll be back too. So I would hope that everyone is writing down some questions that they want to ask me at the end, and that would help me out too.
That's perfect.
So,
yes, this was my very first question.
Great. So do I want to own my system, or do I want to lease or do a PPA? So to get that word out of the way, so PPA is a power purchase agreement. It looks like leasing. It sounds like leasing. It is leasing. In California, we call it a PPA. So what a PPA is, a power purchase agreement. So basically, we install a solar system at no cost to you on your rooftop, kind of like Dish Network does when they put up their dish, and you pay for the service. So we become your electric provider. You're agreeing to buy the power that we put on your roof. So that's what a PPA is. You get immediate savings. There's no investment, no loan that you have to worry about. You're kind of already in an agreement with your utility provider.
Oh, yes, you are.
You agree to buy power from them when you move into a home, or even when you're renting. You're agreeing to buy power. It's a California state law.
Oh, yeah.
So with this, you're agreeing to buy power just in a clean, green manner from your rooftop instead of through your utility provider. With that, like I said, there's no investment. There's nothing. There's no down payment. There's no loan to take out. We put the panels on your roof and you buy energy. With that,
I didn't even know that, honestly.
With that, you get a performance guarantee. So we're also guaranteeing the amount of power that these panels are going to produce. It's maintenance free. This gives you predictability, stability, and control. I would say good candidates for a lease or PPA are someone who can't benefit from the other side of this slide here. So with ownership, it adds value to your home. It's simple at point of sale. So should you choose to sell your home in 5 to 10 years, it's a simple agreement transfer. There's a high return on investment on ownership because there is an investment. There is a tax credit that you can get right now until the end of the year. It's 30%. If you should choose to go solar after the end of this year, in 2020, it goes down to 26%. So still great. I'm really, really busy right now. People trying to get that 30% investment tax credit.
I bet.
But after the first of the year, don't worry, it's still 26%. And then it goes down from there for the next 3 years. There's no monthly bill to solar. When you go solar, there is a $10 a month grid connection fee that homeowners have, that actually everybody in California, or in at least San Diego Gas and Electric. I know Southern California Edison is the same. It's $10 a month.
Okay.
So regardless of solar or no solar, everyone in California has a $10 minimum monthly bill to SDG&E to stay connected. With ownership, it gives you predictability and control. So not only that, but I look at ownership kind of like an energy mortgage, if you will.
Sure.
Instead of paying SDG&E a monthly payment and never getting anything in return, take that same amount, or maybe less, probably less, and put it into an energy mortgage, pay for a solar system for a few years, and then you end up owning your solar system. You end up owning your own energy. So that's how I look at the differences. When I am guiding a homeowner into one or the other with a lease or PPA, I ask a few simple questions. And that is, can you benefit from a 30% tax credit? How long will you be in your home? Do you pay taxes? So those are the three things that help me guide a homeowner to choose either lease or PPA.
Got it.
Leases and PPAs are for my local active duty military or person on a fixed income. That's how I choose one or the other.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So with Sunrun, and I have worked for several different solar companies over the past 6 years. It's a simple 1-page agreement transfer when you have a paid for solar system on your home. It's also a simple 1-page agreement transfer when you have a lease or PPA on your home. I know that when I first started out in solar, if you had a lease on your home, I know at least my realtor friends, it was a 4-letter word. They did not want to see a leased solar system on a home. And some companies can make it difficult. You might have leased a solar system and the solar company might have gone out of business, which actually happened to me. The first solar company I worked for went out of business. But luckily, the solar system was leased through Sunrun, and it was easy to transfer over. So we make it simple to do those transfers. I think that when you're buying a home, when you're helping a homeowner buy a home and it has a leased solar system on it, just ask them for their solar paperwork. Ask them, what solar company did you go with? If it's Sunrun, give me a call and I'll help you walk you through that agreement transfer.
Great.
But the way I look at it, and I'm hoping I can change the verbiage that's out there, even if it is a leased system with another company. So the way I look at it is, say you bought a car and you bought this car 10 years ago. And the car that you bought had a price per gallon of gas attached to it. So 10 years ago, how much was gas, Kevin? What do you think?
Oh my goodness. It was a lot cheaper. It's probably, I don't know, $3 a gallon.
$3 a gallon. What is it today?
A lot more.
I have a company car, so I never look at it.
Lucky
$4.
you.
I know. $4 a gallon. So look at
Oh,
it this way. You buying a house with a leased solar system on it, that homeowner locked in a rate for electricity 10 years ago. If you could have done that, if you could have bought a car 10 years ago and locked in that $3 a gallon of gas, would you have done it?
of course.
Yeah. So that's what homeowners did when they were looking at a lease and they thought that it would be good for the home. That leased solar system gets transferred to the new homeowner. So a new homeowner gets a price of electricity that was locked in 10 years ago.
That's awesome.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. There are options, especially with Sunrun at point of sale, if it is a leased solar system. We have options, and that is you can buy the system at fair market value, or you can pick up the lease agreement. So when you have an owned solar system, it's a little bit different. It is a paid for solar system, and that system transfers with the home. A lot of customers ask me, can I take my solar system with me when I move? Well, if you own it, theoretically, yes, but it's not an umbrella.
Yeah.
You can't just hold it up and take it with you. So it stays with the home. It's built for the home. There's other things that were taken into consideration when installing solar. A lot of people don't think about racking, conduit, all of those different things that go with the home.
And of course, I'm sure, the explanation to that person is this is also going to be a selling point to your home when you're selling your home, right?
Yeah. And
It increases the value, right?
It does increase the value. And I don't know if you guys have looked at there was a study done by UC Berkeley, and have you seen it or heard of it?
No.
The home value. So I can share it with you in an email later. The study for UC Berkeley, but we're really trying to get a steady, percentage, or what does it add value to your home. So we're working on that, but it does absolutely add value to your home, because you have to think of the avoided utility cost.
Sure.
Over 25 years, solar systems don't stop working at year 25 when the warranty is over. They continue to work for many years to come. So that avoided utility cost should definitely be taken into consideration when buying a home.
Yeah.
If I could interject just super quick on that particular subject.
Sure, Travis.
I did talk to an appraiser. I've talked to a couple of appraisers, and I've asked them that question, how much does solar add when it's owned? And it seems like I'm getting anywhere from like $8,000 to $12,000 for kind of an average system on an average size home. Maybe equate it to like kind of a basic pool being put into a home. And I actually ran into a sale not too long ago where the neighbor's house had just sold 2 houses down, which was a model match to the home that I was listing. And the home that I was listing had a paid off solar system, and we got 10,000 over the other home, which sold literally like 2 weeks before we listed this one. So it was a very, very good comp model match within a couple of weeks of sale. And so it seems like when I'm pricing homes, I'm usually thinking, okay, if this home had a pool, where would I price the home?
Right.
That's kind of been my rule of thumb lately.
That's great. That's a good little metric for our agents. In your experience, would you kind of agree with that, Melissa?
It's hard to call a home an average home. That's the only part. But that's excellent to know that home sold, adding a ticket around $10,000. I don't know, what the homeowner invested in that. I don't know if they were happy with that. I don't know how long they lived in the home. Did they recoup their ROI? All of those things kind of play in my mind.
Sure.
But that's awesome. Travis, would you say that home sold fairly quickly, and did people have a lot of pushback or questions when it came to the home with solar sale?
There was a lot of questions as a first-time buyer. So they had a lot of questions about the bill, what the bill was. They had the $10 fee. There was like net metering questions. They questioned the warranty, but it was definitely a selling point as well. I know that it was only on the market for about 3 weeks,
Wow.
which wasn't
Excellent.
too bad for that community because there was quite a few homes for sale in that community at the time. These homeowners bought the home brand new. They put the solar on just a couple years after purchasing it. I think they had solar there for about 6 years while they were there. So did they
Cool.
recoup cost? Maybe they were inland more. They blasted the AC,
Mm-hmm.
all summer long. So during the summer, I would imagine their bill probably would have been about $400.
Yeah.
The 2,600 square foot house, is on the larger side, I guess. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah,
I've been running my air conditioner all summer long. Travis, you live close to me if you ever need to cool off.
yeah,
Just while my AC's on. So good news, good news. So I know we're coming, upon the 20-minute mark here, and just to be cognizant of time, I'm kind of going to breeze through a couple of these other points that I wanted to make so that we can open it up for Q&A.
Sure.
So as of yesterday, actually 2 days ago, on September 30th, the California Public Utility Commission created a new document called the California Solar Consumer Protection Guide. And this document needs to be read in full and signed by any homeowner in California that goes solar.
Interesting.
It's huge. I'm just going to say it again. It's huge. This is good for homeowners. This is good for businesses with best practices. So there are in Southern California, I believe, over 230 solar companies, and some of them don't have best practices.
I would imagine.
And this protection guide helps homeowners guide them into asking the right questions. It's a little bit clunky on a salesperson's side. We have so many documents when we're in the home, and you guys know,
Yeah.
DocuSign is our best. DocuSign is our best friend.
We are well familiar with too many documents to sign as real
So this
estate
is
agents.
another one, but companies like Sunrun are really going to benefit from this because we cross all our T's, we dot all our I's, and we do it right. This is going to help weed out some of the solar companies that don't have best practices.
That's good.
So I'm embracing this document with open arms, and we're sending it to our homeowners at meeting scheduling. So right when you schedule a meeting with one of our certified Sunrun reps, this document gets sent to homeowners. It's, I believe, 23 pages. And it really does. I had a homeowner the other day, the first one that I had sign up with me on September 30th, 9 p.m. at night. He's going through the document. And I said, how do you feel about that? Can I get your feedback? And he says, it feels like I have someone holding my hand.
I love that.
Which is amazing. So just know that there are things that's set in place here in California that's to protect homeowners.
No, that's great.
A couple of things that makes a home a good candidate for solar. So I want to say you must own, and kind of with a but-uns, because you knew that. You must have a proper roof. So not every rooftop can go solar. There are specific roofing materials that are better, some that are a pain in the butt, some that we will not install on. So I'm sure you guys have sold homes with wood shake roof.
Ooh, yeah.
That is a no. That is a re-roof.
Re-roof it. So, and then what would be other examples of materials that are bad? Yeah.
So proper roofs, I can tell you, are
Yes.
composition shingle, concrete tile, standing seam metal. That is the only metal that Sunrun will install on. Rolled composition, flat roofs are okay. Membrane is okay. Roofs that we kind of take a look at and go, can we do it? Can we not? Is clay tile. I don't know if you guys know how to tell the difference between clay and concrete. A lot of homeowners say, oh yeah, it's terracotta, it's curved, it's S-tile, it's clay tile. And it's not. They want to say clay tile because it sounds good, sounds prestigious, but 9 times out of 10 it's not clay tile. Clay tile's mostly done for custom homes. You can tell it has like mortar in between. We will install on it, but it has to be a special circumstance, and there are special precautions to take when installing on clay tile. Roofs that we will not install on that are not good for solar are slate. Although they're very sexy rooftops, we will not install on them. Corrugated metal,
Sure.
wood shake is bad and a fire hazard. Re-roof right away.
Re-roof that thing.
An energy bill over $80. So it used to be $150. Basically anything over $150, get a quote. Anything over $80, if you want to feel good about where you get your energy from, contact me and we'll talk and we'll see if solar is a good fit for you. Anything over 150, it's going to be monetarily wise to get a quote.
Yes, that sounds right.
So you guys, your clients trust you. Your home buyers are putting the utmost trust in you, in their realtor. Trusting you with the biggest decision of their lifetime, trusting you with their livelihood, trusting you with a roof over their head. So with that, I want you to know that with me and with Sunrun, you can trust. We have over 250,000 installs. You can trust that we're going to take care of your client. We're going to guide them. So it's something that Sunrun uses internally. We're the guide. We're not here to pressure. We use a consultative approach. We're going to guide you in the right direction. We listen to our clients, and this is our mission statement, by the way, #mission statement. We are creating a planet run by the sun.
I love that.
So the time for solar is now. It was actually yesterday, in case you didn't get the notice. So questions and answers. Let's open the floor up to anybody with questions that I didn't cover, or what would you like me to cover on next segment, a deeper dive? Anyone on the line?
That's perfect. Travis, you wanna take the lead?
Yeah, so I actually had a question. Me and Bill actually were part of a sale recently where it was a foreclosure, and the bank took the home back and they paid off the solar loan, which was a hero loan, actually. And there was just no information, so we obviously had to get reconnected. So that was, jumping through hoops. What would happen or what's going to happen if, as more foreclosures come onto the market in the upcoming years, how can realtors navigate things like this where maybe the bank paid off the solar and the new owner needs to reconnect? Who do they reconnect with? How do they find out information about who the previous installer was? What if that company went out of business? So on and so forth.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Travis. Thanks.
Yeah, I went through it, so I wanted to make you go through it too.
Yeah, it's okay. So Hero is what we call a PACE product. So PACE means Property Assessed Clean Energy Act. So Hero loans are attached to the home. They go through your property taxes. You pay them back either with your monthly mortgage or your biannual mortgage. So you would contact if the company's out of business, hopefully the homeowner was educated enough to have some type of paperwork. That's what the hope is. So, when you're having that first conversation with a brand new homeowner, if you go solar, save your paperwork. Secondly, thank goodness you knew it was Hero. So that is a type of PACE product. Other products you might hear of are Y-Green, California First, Hero. Those are all like PACE products. I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but I think there's about 6 here in California. I would say go to the loan provider. The loan provider, any loan provider. So I used to work also in solar financing. And as you know, with mortgages, the loan provider has all the information. They're the ones on the line should things go south. So the loan provider should have all of that documentation.
Okay. So what if it's like a foreclosure where really the listing agent basically got assigned that property from a servicer, and they don't have any information on it. There's no paperwork in the house because it's been cleaned out. All we know is that it has some panels sitting on the roof, and
So it also goes through SDG&E or the local utility. So the local utility should also have. So when you go solar, there's steps, and there's several people involved. There's local AHJ, so the authority having jurisdiction. The permitting department is someplace you can go.
Okay.
As a public record, they should have who filed this permit. So that's how you can find out who installed the solar. Second, with SDG&E or any utility, you can contact them and find out who had applied for permission to operate, so PTO. With this new document, the new California Public Utilities Commission Consumer Protection Guide, that will be filed with the local utility. That paper has to be signed by both the company, the homeowner, and the representative. My HIS, my home improvement salesperson license, is on that CPUC document, and you can find me on the contractor state license board with my HIS number. So you can go to the contractor state license board and also type in my numbers there and find out what company did I work for at that time.
Wow.
Okay. And then I had one other quick question. So as a realtor, we're showing homes, and sometimes they have solar on top, and there's no information on our MLS sheet as to what those panels are producing. Is there any kind of quick conversion to say, hey, there's 20 panels up there, here's how many kilowatts it's probably generating?
There's a couple of different tips and tricks that you can do. So not every solar panel is created equal.
Right.
There's a thing called like wattage. Every solar panel produces a certain amount of watts, and a solar panel might produce 190 watts per panel. A solar panel might produce 420 watts per panel. So it's a big delta. There's no way to know, unless you know those things, as to what that solar panel is producing just by the number of panels. The best way would be to ask for a utility bill, because on the utility bill, SDG&E and particularly, I don't work in SCE or other utilities, but they do have a checks and balances listed on there. So you can do some digging. You can contract me. I charge $20 an hour. No, I'm just kidding. To help you decipher that. But the paperwork that is provided to the homeowner will tell them what the annual kilowatt hour production should be for this solar system.
Okay.
So when we're talking in terms of a solar system, it's kilowatt hour production. And those terms can be confusing. If you need some help, give me a call, or that is something that I'm actually going to cover on my next meeting with you guys. So
okay, yeah, that would be good, because
the utility can tell you a lot.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm shooting from the hip sometimes when I see panels on top and they start asking questions. I just say, hey, it looks like it's probably covering. I don't know. I'll find out.
Yeah. But that's good. That's good to know kind of the range, 190 to 420. It's in there somewhere. Like, I mean, it's better than not having any answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And then we do have a couple of questions from Rhonda Butler. Rhonda's asking, what would be the typical life expectancy of, and I know it's probably all over the place for different systems, but how about obviously for Sunrun systems?
Sure. So solar panels are warranted by the solar panel manufacturer for 25 years, typically
Okay.
20 to 25 years. That's their warranty. That means that they're guaranteeing the power output for 25 years. Solar systems have a degradation value. At 25 years, it starts to degrade a little bit faster than it did in the first 25. But quite honestly, they never stop working.
That's awesome.
Um,
And so you say degrade so that means they're probably going to be producing less kilowatts per hour, right?
yep, less kilowatts over time.
Okay.
They never stop working totally unless you get up there and smash them with a hammer.
Yeah.
But at year 25, they're typically producing anywhere from 80% to 93% of what they were producing from year one. So the
Got it.
degradation is not huge. A solar system can last, solar was created in 1954, and those solar panels are still working. So the only moving part, the only maintenance that a homeowner might need to see over the life expectancy of a solar system, let's just say 30 to 50 years, is the inverter. So the inverter is a box that goes next to your electrical panel. And that inverter is what converts the energy from direct current to alternating current. And that inverter is the only moving part to a solar system that might need to be replaced 10 to 12 years, every 10 to 12 years.
Got it. One more question is, what would be, I know this is probably tough, but what would be kind of an average cost of the installation of a solar system for like about a 24 to 2600 foot square foot or a square foot home?
That is so hard. And I
I
so want to
know.
give you a smarty pants answer and tell
I'm
you
sure you do.
1,000 to $1,000,000.
Right.
Every home is different.
Got
So my 1,300 square foot home that I'm in now uses 1,000 kilowatts per month.
Okay.
My 2,700 square foot home that I moved from used about 500 kilowatt hours per month.
Interesting.
So it is all dependent on those kilowatt hours per home. Every home is different. I want to say, and I will give you a non-smarty pants answer, $10,000 to 50 for an average home. So homes in Rancho Santa Fe, homes in Poway, the hotter climates, they're going to need more solar panels than homes that are coastal, Carlsbad and Oceanside. But it is relative to the amount of energy they use. So if you have a $400 electricity bill per month, go solar.
Right.
Why didn't you do this before? Your monthly payment will be lower and your return on investment will be lower and will be a lower return time and your return on investment will be higher. So $10,000 to $50,000. Contact me. I'll give you an exact number.
Exactly right. So Rhonda, I hope that answers your question. And everybody, I did put Melissa's information into the chat. So feel free to contact Melissa directly before we end our call today. And obviously, we're having Melissa come back probably within a month, you think?
Yeah, I think about 3-4 weeks.
Okay, great. So get all your questions, ready, but please don't hesitate to contact her. She's there to answer questions to help you guys out. So again, I put her contact information in the chat, and I'll have that also on the replay. I'll make sure all of her contact information is there as well. And before we leave, Bill Seitz, if he is still with us. Bill, any questions that you have or any overview stuff that you want to go over?
No, it was a good presentation, Melissa. Thank you for coming on this morning. I've had a few different experiences with solar, some good, some bad. The recording of the utility lien has been the biggest issue in the past. Whereas I think the homeowner doesn't realize that they're going to have anything recorded on title, and it's that California utility. What's the name of the lien?
We don't do liens. So
There's a term for it. Well, it's like a utility lien, or it's like a
the UCC one fixture
With-
filing.
which what is it?
UCC one fixture filing.
Yeah, it's the UCC one. So like I think homeowners think that, or so with some companies, they're told that there's not going to be anything attached to what's going to keep them from transferring or refinancing or doing things, but you actually do have to do some things regarding those UCC1, with title and stuff. So, it sounds like Sunrun has a pretty efficient way to manage these scenarios, but I've had, I won't mention names of other solar companies, but
we can take that offline.
We've had, problems where it takes days and days, if not weeks, to get that stuff resolved. And that's super frustrating,
For sure.
But yeah, anyways.
No, that's great to have Sunrun and have Melissa help guide us through those things. So really, really glad to have you on the call today, Melissa.
Yeah, happy to be here, and I'll totally tackle UCC one next time. But a brief overview of what it is any contractor can put a fixture filing on your home, and what it is it's not a lien on the property; it's a lien on the equipment, on the fixture. So it should be as simple as calling the loan provider or calling the solar company and to remove that. If it's a paid for solar system, they paid cash. Tons of my North County baller homeowners right now are paying cash for solar, so I don't have to worry about that. But the UCC one is a fixture filing. It is a filing on the fixture, so you don't pay your bill. We'll come take it off. It should be as simple as lifting that UCC one in order to do the refi or the home transfer. It should be. Yeah, like you said, Bill, Sunrun has it dialed in, and we do things right. So that California Public Utility Commission document is going to help weed out some of those companies that are a little bit south.
Less than scrupulous. All right, perfect. Well, I don't see any other questions in the chat, but I really do appreciate everybody coming on the line, and I'll have that the replay out probably within the next couple hours. But anyway, get out there, make it a great week, guys, and a productive week, and we'll see you next week on the webinar.
All right, thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Melissa. Bye.